Uh, Intro time. Oh gosh, shush. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this Sinterview podcast. Uh, I'm already forgetting how a podcast actually works and how I do my intro because I don't do it often enough, clearly. Um, but for this interview podcast, we take a content creator or just someone with clout, uh, and we interview them, shoot the breeze, and yeah. So this month, we have a Twitch streamer who enjoys games with friends like Dinkum, Baldur's Gate, and Valorant. We have SmokinWasabi.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Good.
How are you?
I mean, I'm exhausted, man. I'm just exhausted from everything. Life's tough. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess just quickly introduce yourself for people who might not necessarily know who you are, because you probably can explain who you are better than I can, because I kind of BS'd it.
You did great. You did a great job. I'm SmokinWasabi, also known as Hannah, and just Wasabi in general is what most people call me. I am a variety streamer on Twitch, and I tried my hand at streaming on TikTok, but that didn't work out too well for me. Sid knows all about that. And yeah, I enjoy streaming a variety of games. I like playing with friends. I like doing solo playthroughs, and I that's all that's exciting about me, I guess.
Let's go. But yeah, the TikTok thing was honestly kind of funny. I guess for anyone who doesn't really know, Wasabi has like enough of a following on TikTok where she could live stream from TikTok. So I got her convinced to do it. And like 2-3 streams later, she got banned from live because she's allegedly under 18.
It's because I turn 25 next month.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's hysterical.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I finally got someone set up doing TikTok streams. Let's go. And then it's like, yeah, no, I can't. I got shot.
It was so funny, and it happened midstream too.
My God.
Like midstream, I got a notification, like it shut down, and then I got a notification saying, by the way, you're infringing on some of our rules or whatever. And I was like, what? So I clicked the link, and it said, you're not of age or whatever. And I was like, how? I'm 24. How am I not of age?
God. Sometimes I guess TikTok be like that. I guess you just look younger. I guess. Lucky you. Sure.
I guess.
Sure,
I can thank my Asian genetics, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
Forever young.
Yeah. I don't get that. Because like for me, people have thought that I was in my 20s since like I was like 16. So I'm kind of just here.
The facial hair.
No, like this was before facial hair.
Oh, really?
Like I didn't actually start trying to grow it out until out of high school, I think, something like that.
Okay.
At some point. And then I kind of just said, screw it, let it grow. And yeah, I ended up with this.
Nice. Yeah. I don't grow facial hair.
What do you mean? I can see a little bit.
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
God. Honestly, sometimes part of me is so tempted to just like shave it off and just leave Kate shocked, because I'll be honest, I don't think she's actually seen me without a beard.
Really?
Yeah, because like I think for the most part I've always had like some sort of like facial hair.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be like a surprise.
Yeah,
One day.
she'll break up with me.
She'll
Yeah.
look at you and she'll be like, who are you?
Yeah, I'll be like, what's up? But low key, a reason I keep the beard is because it also hides the double chin. So I'm like, yeah.
Nice,
Cause I,
nice.
cause I thought about it and I was like, if I'm like just like sitting like looking down or something like that, or like if I have to look at someone because I'm tall, I'm always looking down, so it gives me a double chin. And
Oh, I see.
I'm like, brother, if I didn't have this beard right here, you'd be seeing nothing but double chin. Double chin go crazy.
Oh my goodness.
It was kind of great. Um, I'm gonna hop into like one of like the questions I had. What actually made you start streaming? Were you like one of the like a COVID streamer, or was it kind of like post COVID type thing?
Um, so before COVID was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 that
Hmm.
came out, right?
Yeah.
And I got really into that game. That was the first video game I ever actually started playing because Andrew got me into it.
Oh my god.
Andrew's my husband, for those of you who don't know. And so Andrew was like, "Hey, listen, I really want to try playing this game with you. I need you to create an account." And so this, I guess, is also gonna go into the story of how I got my username,
Hmm.
in case you had one of those questions lined up later. Um, and so I was like, okay, sure. I guess I'll make an account and try playing this video game with you. And oh, sorry about
What the hell
that.
was
Amber
that? That
alert.
just
That was an
died.
Amber alert.
It's like 10 p.m. or something. Wait, you're
I
in?
know it's like 9:30 p.m. right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're in
Um,
Texas now. I forget.
yeah, I am. And so I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll make an account and I'll try out this video game with you. And I never played video games growing up.
Hmm.
I did not play video games growing up. Like the most I ever played pretty much was like on the old school Game Boy that I got from my older brother.
Hmm.
And I played like Kirby and like Donkey Kong. And so I'd never played Xbox before and Andrew got me into that. And so while I was playing, I started getting really good at it. And Andrew was like, "Oh, you should try streaming on Twitch." And I was like, "I don't know what that is." And he's like, "Well, here, I'll show you." So he shows me Twitch, he shows me what Discord is, and I was like, "Dude, I that could be fun. I could see myself doing that. I think I'm relatively entertaining because I'm not the best player, but I do get good plays every once in a while.
Hmm.
So you know,
I've
it's
seen
kind of entertaining."
I've seen you play Valorant.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Exactly.
and and so yeah, so then we talked about it for a while, but I didn't have a computer of any kind really, and I you can't stream from the Xbox directly.
Really?
So you can stream from a PlayStation, but not an
Hmm.
Xbox. And so at least at that time you couldn't.
Okay.
Um and so I was like, well, I guess whenever we build a PC, we can totally do it. And I didn't build a PC until last year in
Okay.
like September is when Andrew and I built a PC for the first time. And so from 2019 until 2022, it was just an idea in the back of my head to try streaming.
Hmm.
And and then we built a PC and I immediately made a Twitch account, started streaming, didn't even know what mods were. You know, moderators for channels. I didn't even know what a moderator was. I didn't know what VIP was. I didn't know anything really about Twitch because I never watched it before. And and I just fucking jumped into the deep end.
That's
And
so funny.
and here I am. Yeah.
that's actually kind of hilarious. The fact that you're like, oh yeah, I'll try streaming. I know nothing about the platform or anything, but yeah, sure. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
That's just hysterical because like the streams seem to like turn out all right too, which is even funnier.
Yeah. Yeah. My very first stream, I didn't have a camera because I didn't have a webcam.
Hmm.
And I was playing Stardew Valley. And I think in that stream, I don't know if anybody listening knows anything about Stardew Valley. I I went fishing in that playthrough and I caught a treasure chest while fishing, and in the treasure chest was a diamond and a dinosaur egg.
Yo, that's
And
crazy.
that was like huge. That's my very first clip I ever have on my channel. And it's just me getting super excited about a dinosaur egg and a diamond. Um, but yeah, no camera, Wasabi back then, just the voice and the game.
I haven't played Stardew in like literally since we tried having Ross and Paula do it and whatnot, and then that kind of just died.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I still have the thumbnail saved somewhere.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would have been great, but for some reason everybody's schedules it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it is what it is. Ross pretty much stopped streaming. I've come to terms with it.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't even pop around for Valorant anymore.
Yeah, he's a busy guy now. He's doing
Mhm.
adult things.
Yes.
But I actually
Unlike us degenerates.
true, yeah. But I actually didn't know that you were like your like first like video game, I guess, was like COD. So that's actually kind
Yeah.
of funny.
One of the more toxic games was my very first introduction to video games.
Yeah, you probably got the good old classic, go back to the kitchen, yada yada.
Oh
All that.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And I also got the like um the people randomly hitting on me even though they have no idea what I look like or
Yeah,
what I'm like in general.
yeah, the classic.
I also it was also back when we lived in California, and so I would smoke weed. And can I say that on
Yeah,
the
I don't care.
podcast?
I don't care.
Okay. I would um I would smoke Mary Jane and play while high. And and so I'd just be like having full on conversations with the people I'd be playing with, the random strangers, and I was like, man, this would make good content. And
You know
everybody
what?
would be like, wow, so smoking wasabi, are you actually smoking wasabi? And I would be able to say, yeah, I am actually.
Yeah.
It was
Which
great.
which which COD was it again?
Modern Warfare 2019.
Okay. God, that's actually really funny because when I did stream Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that I was also 9 times out of 10 smoking at some point
Really?
during those streams. Yeah, because like Twitch has this rule where if where you live has it legalized or whatever, then it's all right. It is what it is.
Hmm.
So because Canada has it legalized, I was just like, I would have like, where's my controller? Oh yes, I would literally have like the joint in like one hand and just playing.
Goodness. That's awesome.
And I was just
Like
being,
speaking of playing while high, I tried that more recently, like a few months ago. More than a few months ago actually. A lot of time has passed since I started streaming. So, probably back in whenever do you know the Hogwarts Legacy game that came
yeah.
out? When did that come out?
I
Was
don't
that
have, I don't
was that
have an
like this
exact
year?
date. That it was definitely this year. Hogwarts Legacy. That came out. Where is? Uh, when did it come out? I probably don't know it because I just didn't care, I guess. It came out originally in February of this year.
Oh
It
wow. So yeah,
it
a
it
long
yeah.
time ago.
It came out on like the new consoles and Windows in February. Came to like PS4 and Xbox One in May, and it just came out on the Switch like a week ago.
Oh, it's even on the Switch?
Yeah, it's on the Switch
Wow.
now.
Okay. Interesting. So when that first came out, um I, I played it because I wasn't aware of the controversy around that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wasn't educated on anything that was going on around like JK Rowling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I played that game and I decided I was going to test out one of the Delta 8, which is federally legal in the United States, Delta 8. It's a hemp based version of weed basically.
Okay.
And so I explained that terribly, but I tried a Delta 8 edible and it was something I had never tried before in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went to take it and start playing Hogwarts Legacy on stream, it hit me so hard that you could see me as time was progressing throughout the stream. You could see me just getting more and more plastered to the back of my chair. And like the world started spinning and I was having a bad trip. And Andrew actually was watching my stream from the other room and he comes into the bedroom where I'm at and he's like, "Hannah, are you okay? Do we need to end stream? Like, do you need help? Are you okay?" And I just looked at him and I was like, "I am not okay."
Oh,
And
that's so funny.
he's like, "Okay, let's figure out how to end your stream." And I was like, "Okay, okay." And so I was like, "Sorry guys, I feel really bad, but I gotta end right now or I'm
Yeah.
gonna lose it. I'm gonna start tossing cookies." And so I ended stream and ever since then I was like, you know what, I'm never gonna stream while high again because
Yeah.
it's just too sketchy.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, I find a lot of the times if I get stoned or something like that,
Mhm.
doesn't matter if I'm on my computer watching a stream or like I'm out in public like, walking around. I always end up noticing or like hearing something that sounds like really weird and just not right. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm just tripping because like no one else is saying anything about it or I don't know.
You're just like
It's weird.
hyper aware of everything.
Yeah, and then I'm just like sketching out a little bit, and then I just start to stress myself out over it.
The paranoia sets in.
Yeah, very much.
Oh my
So
goodness.
so then like mixing that with like while being live sometimes it was something.
Yeah. It's really hard because when you're live, there's so much that you're focusing on. You know, you're reading chat, you're
Hmm.
playing the video game, you're uh making sure that everything is working.
Yeah.
and and it's a lot to juggle. And then when you're like inebriated, for lack of a better word,
Hmm.
at the same time, you're it's just like 10 times harder.
Oh yeah. It's like I didn't mind it, but like if I had too much, I just knew it. I was like, brother, I cannot do this. And
Yeah.
then and then I was like, I'm tapping out. I'm done for the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think
Exactly.
like I think there was one time I feel like maybe I had some sort of incentive. I'm not too sure. Not too sure, but I ate like an edible on stream and boy that was something. What a
Was that a
rush.
mistake?
I've made lots of mistakes. That might have been one of them. But I still remember one time, which was like completely like off stream or whatever.
Mhm.
And me and like a few of my friends would have like a boys' night like once a week on like just like gaming and whatnot.
Yeah.
A lot of time we'd be like, all right, boys, what game are we playing this weekend? All that other stuff. And then we would just like get right ripped and just game and shoot the shit. And one time I went got some edibles because I was like, I don't really feel like smoking, but I'll take an edible, whatever. And I I read the package or whatever. I was like, okay, so if I have one like little square of this gummy, I should be all right.
Mhm.
That one square made me green out so hard. It was
Oh,
terrible.
edibles are so sketch, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're so sketch because you don't know how it's gonna hit,
Yeah.
and and the small ones are what really get you.
Yeah. But it was like the square gummy was like maybe like it was like that bigish.
That's actually a pretty big square.
Yeah, but like I think I must have like read it wrong or something like that. I think it was like um it was like I forget how much it was, but I at first I was like, "Oh, I feel great. Honestly, I could maybe have more of it." Good thing I didn't.
Mm.
Cuz like it started with me just like completely like not like almost feeling like out of body, and then I was like, "I need to go and just sit on the toilet for a little bit." But I did that for like, I don't know, it felt like forever. Might have been
Yeah,
half an hour, who knows.
time passes so weirdly when you're high.
Yeah, I got up, I laid down in like by my computer. There was like a futon thing, which is still in this room.
Mhm.
I laid down on that. Everything was like spinning real hard. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And then I was like, oh, it's coming. I stood up, ran to the bathroom. It was the worst experience of my life. As soon as soon as I got everything out, I was like standing there just like completely stun locked. I somehow woke Kate up with it. She walks over. She can smell it. It was terrible. And I and
Uh-huh.
I was and I was standing there and she had to physically tell me what to do. Like
Oh no.
how to clean it up and everything.
Oh
Like
no.
like I lost all sense of functions.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. Yeah,
Yeah.
Andrew's had bad experiences with edibles, very similar to what you just described.
Yeah.
And since then, he has not touched them. He's been traumatized. And I don't blame him because I was traumatized from him getting traumatized.
Like low key, I think that happening to me was a big factor of me saying, "Hey, let's try taking a year sober. Let's see what happens."
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, and now that year is almost up, so
How's it been going?
it's been hit or miss. Like the first like couple months were like a little bit more tough, like especially when I went back home for like I think it was like a weekend or something like that. Like
Hmm.
a lot of my family like drinks, and I'm more of like a social drinker than just having a drink.
Yeah.
Um, like I could be in calls with friends and have a drink, like that feels sort of like the same in a sense for
Hmm.
me. But but that was really it. Like I really didn't drink a whole lot. Like the most I would drink is when I was mowing the lawn. Funny enough. Um, yeah, I have a funny story about mowing the lawn drunk. Um, but
Oh
like
my
I
god.
but I think like that was hard. I did struggle like a bit with like the whole smoking weed thing because like Kate was like what was doing it, and well now she doesn't because she's pregnant and stuff. But she used to do that. A lot of people I knew used would always do it. So like I was just like always around it, and so there's like a lot of temptation. But like now that it's been like 6 months and all that stuff, I even went to an EDM festival. I was sober, so it was like whatever. I was
Oh.
just I was just pounding a lot of monsters back. That was what I was doing.
caffeine high.
Yeah, exhibit A. I got more caffeine here, so.
Nice.
And I have an empty Monster right here too. Apparently,
Oh my goodness.
I gotta clean off my desk. Coffee machine's right there too.
I also have a coffee.
Nice. I love it. What kind of coffee do you get?
Typically like to make my coffee at home, but today I went to Panera Bread for breakfast. I took myself on a breakfast date, and I went to Panera and I got a mix of dark roast and hazelnut coffee and dark roast, and then I added a couple pumps of cane sugar, and that was my drink.
That's not bad. I've never been.
It's super simple.
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of like dark coffee.
Really?
No, I'm a sucker for the blonde roast.
Okay. I like pretty much any roast except for the fruity roasts. I don't like fruity coffees.
Okay.
But
yeah, there's like a handful of them.
Yeah, but I typically like pretty much any coffee though. As long as it's not too
put enough
bitter.
sugar in. Put enough sugar in, and you're good to go.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I think a lot of it for me comes down to like when it comes to like a dark roast, like a lot of them I find taste like really like earthy, like almost like very similar to soil to me.
Yeah, like kind of like dirt.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Luckily enough for me, I get a bag, like I can get a bag of coffee like every week. I don't because I don't go through it fast enough. But like I'm always like grabbing like a blonde roast if there's one.
Yeah. Yeah, I typically like cold brews. Okay. I like to make my own cold brews.
God, those take forever to make.
But it's so satisfying.
It is when it turns out good, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like less acidic, which I like. And because you're not burning the coffee grounds. There's like a whole science behind it, why it's less acidic, but I'm sure you know. But yeah, I like cold brews a lot.
Yeah, I do enjoy like a nice cold brew like during like the summer and stuff, but like I can't do like iced coffees or cold brews like during the winter. That's not it. I can't do that. There's people that show up to my work and they're like, yeah, can I get like this thing iced? I'm like, I checked the temperature. I'm like, brother, it's -3 degrees right now. What are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I mean, if I were gonna be, I will say, if I were gonna be in my home where it's really warm the whole time, then I could see myself having a cold brew if I'm in the mood for a cold brew.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if I'm like out and about and I'm out in the cold weather, give me something hot.
Yeah.
And then if it's hot outside, give me something cold.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get some people, but like I guess it is what it is. But one thing I did want to mention, because like of course, like you like your Baldur's Gate, all that other stuff, you're doing your like Dark Urge run, whatever it is. The main question I wanted to ask, because this will be good for TikTok and stuff. Why do you want to be Astarion's little plaything so much?
I love Astarion.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Astarion is, well, very they did a really good job designing the character. He's a very attractive character, and the voice actor did a really phenomenal job voice acting for him. Like he has a lot of depth as a character. So there's a lot of um really deep, intense moments, but also a lot of lighthearted, funny moments that he has. And so he's very, very relatable. And also, Astarion is just baby girl. I love Astarion.
Yeah, and then there's me and Falcon who kill him twice over.
I know. It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I mean, I will say though, in my Dark Urge run, because I slaughtered the druids and the druids got mad that I slaughtered them. Well, they got mad that I initiated a slaughter with them. And so because I initiated it, they had time to react, and so they reacted by killing all the tieflings.
Yeah.
And then I went and killed the goblins later. So there was just a lot of death all around.
Mm-hmm.
And by killing all the druids, that basically resulted in Halsin being like, "Yeah, no, I don't really want to fuck with you." And I was like, "Damn." I might as well play it up with the people I got in my party now, like Astarion, who totally. And one of the things I like about the Dark Urge run with Astarion, I'm gonna geek out a little bit here, is that when you're playing as the Dark Urge, spoilers. I'm gonna give spoilers. You find out that you're basically like part of. I'm gonna try not to spoil it. You're part of evil group of people in the game, and Astarion really relates to that because you end up being controlled by an outside force in a bad way, just like Astarion was a slave for his whole life. And so it very much like you connect on a deeper level when you play as the Dark Urge with Astarion. And I really like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot relate to that at all. In my personal defense, I was trying to recruit Astarion, and and Falcon started it. He really did. He decided, hey, I'm just gonna push him. That started Astarion wanting to fight us. So I was like, well, fuck it, we ball. I go for blood. So I killed him by throwing like a spiky ball at him, apparently. Didn't think that was going to kill him, but sure. Falcon carried his body around with no clothes, by the way. We took all of his clothes.
Oh my god.
So Astarion was literally just sitting around in his backpack, and he figured out, and then we were able to revive him. So he's like, yo, gang shit, let's revive him. Like, all right, welcome to the squad. So then, just out of nowhere, Astarion tries to bite Falcon just in the middle of the night. And of course, Falcon's playing a barbarian. What do you expect him to do? He killed him.
Oh my god.
It's okay. I also really wanted Karlach because I was like, maybe I'll try romancing Karlach, and then she didn't like us because of all the tieflings being dead. And we accidentally killed her.
How do you accidentally kill Karlach?
I don't remember. I really don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So then I just carry her head around with me, and
no, I remember that.
Yeah, and then Falcon just carries Astarion's body with us.
Wow, you guys have quite the collection going.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon. We're trying to catch them all.
Trying to catch them all. The bald man gate 3. Trying to catch them all.
Yeah, Balding Gate 3. That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, him and I haven't played that game since like the last time we streamed it though. But that's because my computer needs like a GPU upgrade. I'm pretty sure is what I need.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it'd be cool if they were cheaper and I wasn't a broke boy, I guess. Um, I mean, if
Yeah,
someone
computer parts are really expensive.
yeah, I mean, if someone wants to fund me a new GPU, or there's any
Black
company,
Friday.
if there's any companies that want to shill some money my way, and I'll plug something for them, um, I I could do that.
The shameless plugging. Oh
I'll
my
do it.
god.
I'll do it. I don't care. If
I love
if,
it.
if EG actually wants to pay me for their work, um, uh, uh, yeah. Anyways, that's the reason I haven't touched Baldur's Gate.
Okay,
But
that's
but
fair.
but like Falcon and I were like enjoying it like a lot. Like I was super down to keep playing it. But the problem is like because of like how it messes with my like computer and how much it like destroys it on the inside.
Yeah.
I can't feasibly stream it at least. And I just don't have time to play games offline with Falcon. I'll keep it a buck.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, so we're actually just gonna hop into one of our random segments that I do with every guest. We're gonna do a few would you rather's. Why
Okay.
not?
All
Um,
right.
so the first would you rather is, would you rather fight a chimp or fight 10 cats?
A chimp, like a chimpanzee?
Yes. Or 5 cats. Or no, 10 cats. I lied. 10.
A chimpanzee.
I don't know. I feel like I could deal with cats.
I I would say 10 cats, but 10 is a lot of cats.
Yeah, but you just gotta keep kicking them. Easy.
They got hops though, and claws.
They grab on me, I'll just smash them to the ground. I'm a big guy.
I guess okay. You have size to your advantage. I do not.
True.
I am but a small thing.
Yeah, not me. 6'2", 260 or 270 pounds. I haven't weighed myself since I've been gaining weight, but I'm pretty sure it's under 300.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's where I sit with it. I've 100% gained weight since Kate got pregnant. 100%.
Mm.
Um, so the next one is, would you rather find a bedbug or tarantula in your room?
Oh no. Oh no, I hate both of those.
I mean, they're
Ah,
great.
shoot. Um, bedbug.
A bedbug.
Bedbug.
We're complete opposites right now. I would rather the tarantula. I
Spiders scare the shit out of me. Wait, can I swear?
yeah,
Okay,
you're good.
spiders scare the shit out of me. Oh my god. In fact, were you in the Discord call when I found a spider in my room while I was in the disc? It was a late night EG Discord call, and there was a spider. I shit you not, this big. Wait, hold on. When its legs were spread out, it was like this big,
My God.
and it almost crawled onto my sleeping dog, and I freaked the fuck out.
Oh my God.
Because my dogs were just sleeping on the floor next to me, and I look over and there's this huge black spider. Huge. And in fact, my mother-in-law really likes bugs. She was a biology major and she really likes bugs and insects and animals and stuff.
Mhm.
And so she was like, sorry, can you hear my cat?
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Okay. And she was like, "Oh, save it for me. I want to keep it and add it to my collection." And so we put it in a jar with alcohol and stuff, and so like rubbing alcohol.
Mhm.
So we have it. So I could technically go grab it and show you, but I won't because it freaks me out. But
it just starts jumping at the glass.
No, spiders, no thank you. No thank you.
Yeah, I personally just never had problems with just spiders in general. I don't know why.
I wish.
I hate snakes. Snakes are the worst, are my worst fear. I'd rather
Really?
die. Yeah.
Wow. I actually don't mind snakes. I think they're kind of cool.
I see. If Kay and I go on a walk and I see a little garter snake, I'm walking the other way, brother. I'm out of there. I don't care how small it is. I don't give a damn. I'm out of there.
That is so funny. That's how I am with spiders.
It's straight up what happened once. We were just out for a walk or whatever, and I saw one, and I was like, "I'm turning around. You can keep going. I'm going back home."
That is so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're trying to make me have an absolute heart attack, just get snakes around me. I really had to think about what it was. Some reason my brain went from spiders to snails. Don't know how that happened.
They all start with an S.
Yeah. Snail, I guess, is slightly closer because there's 3 letters that are right. Oh gosh. Such a child.
Mocha. Here she is. I promised Ben that I would show Mocha at least once during the interview.
There you go. For anyone who's just listening, audio listeners, love you to death. Wasabi is showing her cat Mocha. If you guys want to see that, just go to the YouTube video. Yeah, we hear ya. I can't.
Character.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was like a give me attention or get me out of here.
It was a little bit of both.
Yeah. At first, it's like, hey, what's going on over here? And then you picked it up. It's like, nope, get me out.
Yep.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is she'll keep coming back, even if I pick her up, and she doesn't like it. She'll keep coming back anyways.
That's kind of funny. Surprisingly enough, my cat is like, he likes when I pick him up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he does meow when he's hungry, or just wants attention in general. Most of the time, I'm assuming that he's hungry because he's a big cat. So then, so what I do is I kind of like pick him up, and he's just sitting up here on my shoulder or whatever, and I'm just like carrying him around. He's like looking around and all that.
That's so cute.
And then I drop him.
Oh,
I do have a funny cat story though. I got some pretty good stories. So back when I was a child, I don't remember how old I was. I think I was maybe like 5, 6, something like that. Somewhere between 3 and 6. I'm pretty sure. We had a cat called Blue's Clues. Because at the time I liked Blue's Clues. I was a Blue's Clues kid.
As you should be.
That's right. But ironically, the cat was orange, not blue.
So Garfield cat.
Yeah, but named Blue's Clues. Because I named it.
That's cute.
So one day, I guess I don't remember this ever happening because I was too young. But Mom told me this story so many times, and I think it's really funny. So one day she went to take me, I think, to daycare. But before we left, in my head, I was like, hey, the cat's probably going to be hungry while we're gone. I'm going to put it where the food is, aka the fridge. So I put the cat in the fridge.
Yeah.
So my mom came home on her lunch, I think, and she was just like doing her own thing, grabbing her own food, all that stuff. And she was like calling for the cat, and she was like, "Oh, that's weird. The cat's not around at all." So she opens the fridge, and the cat jumps out.
Oh my goodness.
And then that cat ran away at some point later on. For
That cat
probably,
was like, man, these hoes.
he's like, man, this goddamn child could be the death of me. Honestly,
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't blame it. I would do the same thing if I was in that
I
cat's
mean,
position.
yeah, me too.
Hmm.
See, I told you she'd come back.
Yeah, as I was like telling the story, I could see her in the background just walking back over. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, walking back over, screaming at me.
Yeah, funny enough, I didn't hear the screaming, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I just saw the walking back over. But we do actually have one more. Would you rather? We kind of just got completely sidetracked.
Sorry, we
That's
totally
all,
derailed.
yeah, I don't care. It's good. It works. If anything, it makes the podcast a little bit longer, so I'll take it.
Nice.
So the next one, which is the last one, is would you rather have $20 off every purchase you make, or just 20% off? And if you go with the $20, if it's if what you're buying is under $20, then it's free.
I think I'd do the $20 off everything.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm kind of in the same boat with that.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, because like how I'm picturing it is like food isn't $20 for each thing anyway. So I'll be honest, that's like a lot of free food.
Mm-hmm.
Grocery trips, you're killing it.
Yeah.
Mocha, shut up.
You thought you were interviewing me. You actually were interviewing Mocha.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew she was gonna steal the show.
Yeah, but you're one of those weird people that has an Instagram for all your animals.
I do.
Yeah, you got your little Mocha Twitter. You got your dog Twitter.
Yes, they have their own Instagrams.
Yeah, Ryan and Kiko.
Yep, Ryan and Kiko have their Instagram, and then Mocha has her own Instagram. I've had Mocha for 5.5 years.
My God.
I've had her for a very long time.
How long have you had? Raya's the older one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember off the top of my head.
We got Raya back in March, I think.
Okay.
Of this year.
This year?
Yeah, she just turned 1 a couple days ago. And yeah, because this year has been the longest year of my life. Like, on a real note, this year has been the longest year of my life. My first dog ever, Kai, passed away in January of this year. And that was super traumatizing. And then we got Raya 2 months later. And then we got Kiko in June or July. In July. We got Kiko in July of this year. And Kiko is now 7 months old and 90 pounds. She's my Great Dane mix. And she's the one that needs shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
And then Raya is my Rottweiler Golden Retriever mix dog. And she is actually going to be getting fixed soon. So she is also going to be having surgery soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Isn't that you're doing a stream for that for the surgery, right? That's coming up this upcoming month, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, you might as well plug it because this will be out on the 1st.
okay. Yeah, so on my birthday, December 16th, I'm going to be doing a special 12-hour stream where we are going to play a bunch of games. We're going to have a bunch of surprises. And there's go the big like goal, I guess, is to try to raise money for Kiko's surgery because it's going to be a double shoulder surgery because she has osteochondrosis, which is basically like a cartilage like deformation or something wrong with the cartilage in her joints. And so she has excess cartilage in her shoulders, which is causing her a lot of pain and causing her to limp really bad. So she's on pain meds right now until we can get her the surgery. And we have our first consultation with the surgeon next Thursday.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get an answer as to what kind of like what the surgery process is going to be like and how much it's going to be and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully we can find that out next Thursday.
Yeah, that would be nice, especially finding out how much it's gonna be, because I know dogs and like just pets in general and surgeries can be a pretty penny.
Yes, very very expensive.
Yeah.
And we just moved across the country
Yeah.
last week. So um so hopefully we can raise a decent amount of money to the point where we can actually afford the surgery. Um but yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. And then of course, we want to have fun along the way. So we're going to be playing games, we're going to have prizes. We're going to have
Dog.
we're going to have maybe some special guests. And of course Andrew is probably going to pop in a lot.
Tell Andrew to stream Call of Duty on your channel.
I've told him that he should do that.
I will run it up mid with him. I don't care.
I told him that it would be a great idea if he wanted to stream on my account and play like Call of Duty or War Thunder or something like that because he really likes this game called War Thunder too.
I think I've heard the name, but I don't know what it is at all.
It's like a airplane game where you play as like fighter pilots.
Okay.
Or something like that. I don't know that well.
You're like, I don't know. He just plays it.
Yeah, it's not my thing. It's his thing. But yeah, he also enjoys that. Oh, fun fact. My 6-year wedding anniversary is the day before my birthday.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You have an easy way to remember it. That's not fair.
I know. It's actually kind of a crazy story. It was the last day of our first college semester. And we were both like, well, if we don't get married now, I wasn't going to have anywhere to live after the college semester ended because my apartment contract was up and I couldn't live with my family. And I didn't have any friends I could stay with. So I would have technically been homeless. And because we were Mormon at the time, it's super taboo to live with your significant other. Like it's not allowed. And so Andrew and I were like, well, we'll just get married. So we got married in a courthouse. The last day of the semester, Andrew literally went and took a physics final that morning.
Oh my god. What a hero.
I know. What a lad. And he went and took a physics final, then drove to the airport, picked up his best friend because his best friend was his best man, and then drove to the wedding. We got married in the courthouse, and then we drove to Utah that night because we were going to college in Idaho. And then we drove to Utah that night with my brother and his best friend in tow. And we didn't get to where we were going until like 4 a.m. or something
God.
crazy. And so it was like one of the longest days of our life. But I mean, it worked out great. Like we're coming up on 6 years next
Hmm.
month, and which is kind of crazy. We were both 18 when we got married, which is I don't recommend that.
Yeah, I know.
Don't get married that young. That's just absolute bonkers insane. But yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was kind of a tangent.
that's all good. That's actually kind of funny though, like low key.
Yeah.
I because like now, 'cause, like, I don't know. I'm just sitting there imagining him going from an exam to getting married that same day. That just kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but you did end up mentioning previously being Mormon as well. I did actually want to touch on that. I do have a little note here. Um,
Okay, yeah.
like I'm kind of curious, just like what like your experience was with being Mormon, as well as just like how you got out of it and whatnot. Because I know like it's like a whole thing. I've heard you say multiple times that it's essentially a cult.
Mhm. I would say it's a cult with a lowercase c. It's not quite the level of like Scientology, but it's also uh, very much a high demand religion. Is how a lot of people classify it as, because a lot of people don't like to use the word cult. But it's a high demand religion, and because it demands a lot of you.
Hmm.
And they control like what kind of clothing you can wear, what you can and can't consume, um, like beverage wise and media wise, and they have a very us versus them mentality with the world.
Hmm.
Um, and Stephen Hassan is I think, psych, psychologist or psychiatrist, psychologist. He's one of the two. But he explicitly studies cults, and he's the one who created a actual uh like diagram. A bite model is what it's called, but it's a BITE and it's an acronym. And Mocha, this is not we're not talking about you. Um, and he came up with this like list of questions, like, if does your religion or does your group or does your whatever you want to call it practice mind control in any way, or information, um does it control what kind of information you consume, does it control what you wear, does it control how you speak, does it control all these kinds of different things, right, to help you narrow down what is and is not a cult. And so, um, anyways, that's just my little tidbit on, like, people might get up in arms about people calling Mormonism a cult,
Hmm.
but that's just my little tidbit on that.
Okay.
So basically, I was born into the church, born and raised into the church because of my dad and his side of the family. My mom and her side of the family are like not really practicing Buddhist, but they would probably consider themselves to be Buddhist. They are refugees from Cambodia, and so they aren't a part of any secular Western religions or anything like that. And then my dad and his side of the family, they're all Mormon, or LDS, as a lot of people refer to it as. Um, and so, because I was raised primarily by my dad's side of the family, um, I was raised in the church. And it was a very unique experience for me because am I am bisexual, and
Hmm.
I'm also Asian, which is I'm a minority, right? And the Mormon church was started and created by a white guy, and it was very racist beginnings, and very much like your typical, I don't know, like we don't we don't support minorities type of situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then growing up in the church, there were always like tons of microaggressions that were thrown my direction by like my family and by people I interacted with at church and stuff like that. And there were also a lot of instances where, like, my family members, for example, would say, "Hey, if you so much as mention that you're even remotely a little bit homosexual, you're getting kicked out on the streets." And that was very isolating.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also at one point explicitly told I was the spawn of Satan by a family member
It
because
explains why you're a Dark Urge character.
explains why I'm a Dark Orange character.
It
Yeah.
adds up.
Yeah. And so that was very and I was like 15 when most of that stuff was happening. 15 years old. So I was still pretty young, trying to figure out who I was in life.
Mm-hmm.
And um and so then, I kept going to church because that's just what you do. You just keep going with the flow and you ignore all of the red flags. And because if my parents and my friends and all my family are doing it, it must be right, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the thought process that I had. And then I was in college. So fast forward to college, where I meet Andrew and we are starting to become individuals outside of our upbringing, with our family and stuff, and discovering who we are. Um I did some more research into a couple different topics within the church, and I I remember this one specific instance. So Andrew and we got married in a courthouse, right? But then about roughly a year later, we got sealed in the temple, which is like the Mormon marriage where you get
Okay.
sealed in the temple, right? It's one of their rituals. Um, and what happens in the temple is you get sealed to God, you get sealed to your spouse, and then you get sealed to the new and everlasting covenant. Now, what is the new and everlasting covenant, you might ask? Well, if you look in the scriptures, in the Mormon scriptures of Doctrine and Covenants, which is what their scriptures are called, Doctrine and Covenants, it explicitly says in D&C, I think it's 132, that the phrase new and everlasting covenant is used interchangeably with polygamy. So you get sealed to God, your spouse, and polygamy. And that blew my mind. And I immediately was like, oh no. I did not consent to that. I did not consent to being sealed to eternal polygamy.
I just had to Google what it was. I'll be honest.
What?
I had to Google what polygamy was for a sec while you were talking. I was like polygamy. I got it now. We're good.
Okay, cool. It's basically a patriarchal system where men marry a bunch of women, and it's a way to control and have just multiple wives, basically. It's a system for men to be able to control women, is what it essentially is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, yeah, no, thank you. I did not consent to that. I don't want to spend the rest of my eternity being sealed to that. That's whack.
Yeah.
And so then I I started doing more research into a bunch of other things. Like I found out that the person who started the whole religion, Joseph Smith, was sealed to a black woman for time and all eternity, for her to essentially like be his maid, his slave.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's fucked up. And there were also a bunch of other things that I learned that were just very eye-opening and made me realize like that's not okay. Um like the sexist and racist and misogynistic teachings and doctrines and stuff like that. And I just reached a point in with myself where I was comfortable enough to be able to step away from the religion and still have Andrew, because I reached out to I talked to Andrew and I was like, "Listen, I have some concerns about the church and I don't think I can be a member of it anymore. And I hope that that doesn't ruin our relationship, because a lot of the times when it comes to Mormonism, if you are married and you leave the church, but your spouse is still very much devoted, it causes a lot of issues
Mm-hmm.
and it usually results in divorce. And so I talked to Andrew about it and I was like, listen, I don't know where you're at, but this is where I'm at. This is what I'm learning. And his response basically was, okay, cool. We're just not going to go anymore.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I guess we're not gonna go anymore. And so then, so we stopped wearing the special underwear. The garments is what they're called. We stopped attending church, and that resulted in a lot of friends and family basically telling us to kick rocks.
Yeah,
And
practically like a shunning type of thing.
yeah, very much so. It turned into uh, a lot of really heated conversations where a lot of people didn't want anything to do with us anymore. At one point, a family member reached out to Andrew and told him that I was the darkness and he needed to avoid the darkness and stay in the light. And I was like, what?
That's so funny.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. And so, yeah, we dealt with a lot of backlash from family for leaving. But then eventually, some family members came around and they were like, "Hey, listen, I want to really apologize for my actions and behaviors and stuff, and like I hope that we can move forward and be in a better place together." And so that was really cool. And now, uh, majority of Andrew's siblings have left the church and attributed it to the fact that I set the example for them, essentially. And they saw what I did and they were like, you know what? Maybe there are some problems with the church.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there are some things going on that I need to pay more attention to. And they eventually found their own way out. And some of the siblings I didn't even find out had left the church until like a year after they left, because they just didn't want to talk about it because it was such a personal journey for them, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm super vocal about it. Like I'll talk about it all day long. Um but yeah, so that's kind of what it was like to be in the church and then to suddenly not be in the church anymore.
Yeah.
I did everything very quickly because that's just kind of how I am. As you could tell, I'm the kind of person that jumps head first into situations. So like
You literally moved within like a month of being like, oh yeah, we're looking at houses. Oh, by the way, we got a house.
yeah, yeah. And to go from I know nothing about Twitch to I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you know this, Sin. I have bipolar disorder.
I didn't know that.
Um
No.
okay, yeah. So I have bipolar disorder type 1. And so I also am I have a lot of like manic phases where I'm very, very impulsive and I think I'm invincible a lot of the times.
Mhm.
And I also go through really depressive phases where I become very like I want to off myself. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's whatever. I mean,
and
I don't see why
and
you wouldn't be able
so
to. Not Twitch.
yeah, I get that's true. That's true. This isn't Twitch. Um, and so I think I also wasn't medicated for it until a couple years ago.
Mhm.
So I went my whole life just thinking and being told by everybody around me that I was crazy, all because I just would have these drastic swings in mood and temperament and ideas, and I would just, you know, be very impulsive, right?
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, she's just being crazy," or "Oh, she's just careless and thoughtless." And it's like, no, I actually like my brain chemistry is fucked up and I need medication
Yeah.
and a diagnosis and stuff. And so I was able to get that recently and it's helped a ton. Like uh I now am very much more in the mindset of being more present rather than constantly on go 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 go.
Mhm.
Um and I also am just doing better in general with like not getting so angry so quickly because I struggled a lot with that growing up. Because I'm a very passionate person and yeah, it's so when I say passionate, I mean like literally any emotion I feel it very strongly. And so if there's ever like a topic that I feel really strongly about, I get super passionate. To say to for lack of better words. Um but yeah. So that's another I guess fun tidbit about me.
Yeah, we love fun facts. So, so just to circle back to like the whole Mormon thing, Andrew
Mhm.
was also Mormon at the time as well, right?
Yes, Andrew
Okay.
was born and raised in the church as well.
So I also heard that there's like Mormon like colleges or whatever.
Mhm.
Was that
That's where
where
we
you
went
guys?
to.
Okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if it was like a Mormon college that you guys went to, or if you guys somehow got into a different one. Because I obviously do not know how any of that works, but I do know that there is a another streamer who's like really popular, Cutie Cinderella. She was also Mormon, I believe, and she got out of the church and all that stuff.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, and now she's with Ludwig, who is clearly not Mormon at all. And yeah, I mean, like, see, she's told stories on like other podcasts that she's done and that she's part of,
Mhm.
and a lot of it does add up to like the exact same sort of stuff that like you've mentioned as well. Um,
Okay. Nice.
I also still, for some reason, when I think Mormons, I don't know why. This is probably terrible of me to think, but for some reason, my brain thinks Amish and Mormon are bar for bar the same thing. I don't know why. I don't know why that's how my head correlates it together, even though I know
Well,
that's not right.
to be fair, um Mormons and Amish have a lot in common. The main difference being that Mormons like utilize technology and the
Okay.
Amish don't.
Okay.
But like Mormons are very old school like the Amish are.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not totally off.
I mean, I was close, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
I still remember one episode of Family Guy because like Kate puts on Family Guy every now and then to go to bed. Wait, no,
Mhm.
wait, no, I don't think it was Family Guy. I think it was American Dad. Was it? Yeah, I think it was
I know
American.
South Park has done an episode on Mormonism.
Yeah, they did like a whole like Book of Mormon parody thing, I think, or something like that. Um, but I think it was American Dad maybe, and
Okay.
like they met some like Mormon family or whatever. Wait, no, this was South Park. It was South Park. Yeah, I'm losing it. Eh, It was definitely South
It's late
Park.
at night. You're fine.
Yeah, they all those shows just meshed together, and I thought like the spin on it was like kind of funny, low key.
Hmm.
Because like I find South Park is like one of those shows where it'll like where it kind of shows like both sides of like something, but also still makes it unbelievably funny.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
South Park was pretty accurate with everything that they described about Mormonism,
mhm.
like the Joseph Smith, the Rock and the Hat, the how the Book of Mormon was translated, all that kind of stuff. That's accurate.
Yeah, I thought that was like kind of like hysterical. I cause like they kind of like make it sound even more outlandish sometimes when it comes to stuff, and I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Hmm. You know, I actually think that the creators of South Park are ex-Mormon. I
Are
could
they?
be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that's what it is.
All right, time to go to Google. Um, are the creators of South Park the first four like autofills is Canadian, gay, Mormon, and Jewish. Oh, and religious. Uh, let's click Mormon. Not Mormon. Cool. No, they're not. They are not Mormon. But like their like Mormon episode was a parody of the Book of Mormon. Um,
Okay, okay.
yeah, which I guess
I
is
think
like
they're the ones that also didn't they also do the writing for the Book of Mormon Broadway show?
they might have. Did they? I think they might have. I don't remember. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that I really can't remember off the top of my head. I'm assuming you're searching it.
Yeah. South Park creators making Book of Mormon musical. Yeah, yeah. The creators of South Park also created the Broadway musical The Book of Mormon.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Are the South Park creators ex-Mormon?
I guess I probably should have specified it that way.
Okay, yep, they grew up in a very active Mormon home in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
So yeah, so they're ex-Mormon now.
Okay. That solves everything there.
That's cool.
There you go. You got something that you can relate with to some funny guys.
Yeah.
All right. So we do actually have one more segment that we have to go through. And then we can start getting everything wrapped up here because I think I hit every point that I kind of wanted to hit.
Okay.
So it's called One Has to Go. I'm picking three things, and you have to pick one that just stops existing. You might actually hate me for this. Uh, s-
Okay.
so it's Mocha, Raya, or Kiko.
One has to go.
Yeah.
Raya.
Why?
Because she's fucking crazy. She is my crackhead dog. She loves everybody and everything so much that she will like, and I've sent her off to training camps. I've done training with her myself. Like we've done the most with her, and she is just untamable. Just the level of energy and excitement she has is out of this world. And she's 80 pounds. So she's strong, and she pulls and she jumps and she is just a nutcase
Yeah.
when she's around other people and other animals.
Yeah, she probably doesn't understand like her own strength. I
Yes.
honestly, my mom's dog as well is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Stop judging me. I know you're judging me. But yeah, her dog is like an absolute nutcase. Anytime like Kay and I show up, he'll run around, jump, and all that other stuff. But also, both of her dogs and my dogs like play together or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but he just really doesn't understand how much muscle he is, because like he's like I'm not sure how much he weighs right now, but it's not fat, it's pure muscle. That's all it is, because he's like part German Shepherd.
Oh, okay,
I think, I
okay.
think I think it's like Malinois or something like that.
Oh, Belgian Malinois?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
those dogs are crazy.
yeah, way too hyper. And I still remember one time I went outside with my stepdad, and he was just like having a smoke and letting the dogs run or whatever.
Hmm.
My dog runs like right past him. His dog just clips him, and he does a full flip in the air. It was so funny. It was so funny, but I was like, "Are you good?"
Oh my god.
I was like, "There's no shot."
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't have much of a brain either, that dog. And I'm like, brother, come on.
Yeah, Raya's got 2 brain cells.
Yeah. And none of them are with her.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I guess we could just wrap up this podcast here. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, so I'm content with that.
Okay.
So once again, Wasabi, thank you so much for coming out to the podcast. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So you can find me at SmokinWasabi, SmokinWasabi, on Twitch, as well as TikTok. And you can also find me on Instagram at Wasabi Hannah, WASABIHANNA, Wasabi Hannah on Instagram. And Mocha can be found at the Mocha Cat on Instagram. She's making herself known again.
Yeah, of course.
She heard we were ending and she was like, I must give my final piece.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. So thank you everyone so much for listening or watching the podcast, whatever platform you guys are on, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, uh iHeartRadio, I guess. You're forgetting that one's also one. Um
Ooh.
but you guys can check me out at SynXRealize on every social media platform, literally Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, uh OnlyFans. Like when I say anywhere, I say I mean anywhere. You can just search my name. I'm there.
That's what I'm trying to accomplish with SmokinWasabi, but unfortunately on Instagram it was taken.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, I'm good at having unique names, I guess. Because
Mhm.
like both my like online name is unique. I've never had to use Synex Realize one or like throw like a one or an underscore or anything somewhere.
Mhm.
Um and then my actual name, like my first name, last name, I'm the only person with that. I've tried searching for literally anyone else. It's just me.
Really?
And if I wanted a username with just my first name and last name, I get it every time.
Wow.
It's awesome.
That's impressive.
It's awesome, but also very terrifying.
You can't hide.
I know. It's the worst.
You really can't hide.
No, I really can't. So that's it for the podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you guys haven't. Give it 5 stars on Apple Podcast. There we go. I think Spotify has a rating system now. Give it 5 stars there. That'll help me out, put me in the algorithm. But on that note, I'm gonna get on out here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.